Today, we'll be learning a little bit more about SCP-745, better known as the headlights. This was one of the highest requested SCPs.
Down a desolate stretch of highway somewhere in New Mexico. There's nothing out here except for you, your car, and the road.
They always start out so spooky.
What you don't know is that you're about to encounter something. Something terrifying.
Of course. Okay, this is going to be a Keter class for sure.
Your own car is barely lighting up the dark road ahead of you. Just then, you spot something in your rearview mirror.
It's not going to be a car.
Headlights. There's nothing too strange about them.
Oh, boys.
Your eyes are so adjusted to the darkness that you have to look away. When you glance in the mirror again, you see that they're closer. Much closer.
Somebody has their high beams on.
Going awfully fast. You don't know why, but something about the car behind you makes you feel uneasy.
Yeah, maybe it's the fact that they have massively overpowered headlights.
Maybe you can keep some distance from them.
Speed up.
The lights keep getting closer.
Oh no,
Up a little more. Still, they gain on you, growing bigger and bigger in your rearview mirror. You're getting nervous. They look like they are barreling right towards you. You floor it. The lights are able to
go. How?
And now they're right on your tail. No matter how fast you go, they stay right behind you.
That is so weird.
Close that they're almost blinding. You're in a full-blown panic. What is going on? Now the lights are swerving back and forth behind you. What do they want? You take a sharp turn without indicating, but they follow you without difficulty.
Okay, that's the creepiest part.
Smash down on the accelerator. Your engine is screaming, but they just get closer and closer.
Oh, guys, I'm getting creeped out.
The bright white lights burn your eyes so bad that you swat at the rearview mirror to point it down. You look up just in time to see the deer standing in the middle of the road. You slam on your brakes as—
Wait, guys, is the deer a part of the SCP? Are they working together? Somehow does the SCP control the deer? I need answers to this.
Hard as you can. Your tires squeal loudly in the night, and you brace yourself to both hit the deer and get rear-ended from behind. You stop inches from the deer as something incredible happens.
The deer didn't even move.
Seem to split,
huh?
Passing by you on either side of your car. You and the
wasn't
deer
a
lock
car?
eyes for a split second, as if you're both thinking, "What was that?" Before the deer hops away into the night. You don't know what's happening, but you're not going to wait around to find out. You throw the car in reverse and hit the gas.
Okay, guys, I want you to comment down below what you would do in that particular situation. I mean, at the start, I would probably, if I am on a road in the middle of the desert, and somebody is riding my butt, I would probably tell them to, like, pass. Like, usually if you're driving, you could be like, hey, if you want to speed, you could go in front of me. And I would start with that. And then if they didn't do that, then I would get really creeped out. I would probably call my mom and have my mom come pick me up because my mom would fight them. But if that doesn't work, and then I kept going faster and the headlights split and swerved around me, I would probably think that it's like two motorcycles that were riding next to each other and they're just being weird, like playing a prank on me. And then they dodged me at the very last second. But if it wasn't that, I guess, I don't know, maybe the SCP literally is just like a light that flies around. I have no idea what it looks like yet, so I'm kind of curious to see.
Before whipping it around 180 degrees. You can't remember how far the last town was, but there's no chance you're going in the direction of those lights. You drive as fast as you can, checking your mirror constantly to see if anything is behind you.
Oh, if they come back, I am going to freak out, boys.
You're finally safe. No, they're right in front of you. The lights somehow appear out of nowhere, right in front of your car. You turn the wheel hard to avoid a head-on collision, and you go flying off the road, smashing your head against the window.
Oh,
the
dude!
Car goes flipping and rolling and tumbling. The car comes to a stop.
You should have just smashed them
upside down, with a lone blinking turn signal dimly lighting up the surrounding field. A single headlight approaches the car.
Just a single one.
It's not moving like a vehicle. It's moving like an animal.
Oh my
You're
gosh,
from the
what is this
your vision
thing?
Is starting to fade. The last thing you see is a second light approaching. The next morning, the local sheriff is investigating the scene of a single car accident. Curiously, there's no body.
Oh,
just a few scraps of clothing,
my God.
And a pair of tennis shoes sitting neatly in the upside down.
Guys, I just got goosebumps all over my body. So whatever this SCP is, it went over and it either A, ate whoever that guy was, or B, it kidnapped the guy and like brought it back to its lair. I don't know exactly how smart this SCP is. Some of them are kind of just like animalistic in nature. Like they kind of just do the things that they got to do to survive and get food. So it could be that where they just ate the guy just to survive, or B, they have some weird sinister plans and they have like a lair, and it's a lot more intelligent than we think. Unlike me, I have 2 brain cells.
Roof of the car. Strangest, though, are the childlike handprints all over the dirty car door.
Childlike handprints?
The sheriff doesn't know what to think.
That's weird.
What the sheriff doesn't know is that he has just come upon the aftermath of an SCP-745 attack.
What? Okay, all right. That's what we've been watching this entire time. That is insane, dude. That looks like the Pixar lamp had a child with like a velociraptor. What the actual flip? That is crazy. And obviously, it's a carnivore. Look at those teeth. They are the sharpest teeth. It basically has like dinosaur T-Rex teeth. So you know for a fact that dude is dead. That dude is deader than dead on a Tuesday morning. And the weirdest part is its mouth like isn't even on its face. It's like on its neck, which is just even more creepy.
Strange and mysterious creature known as the headlights.
Yeah,
SCP-745
that makes sense.
is
It looks like headlights.
the SCP Foundation has given to a bipedal nocturnal predator whose hunting grounds are an abandoned stretch of highway in northern New Mexico. SCP-745's most distinctive feature by far is its head.
Well, yeah, it's not the tail.
Is a bloated sack of translucent skin. There are no visible sensory organs present on the
brain.
head, nor does it appear to have a solid skull.
Oh.
And the creature's brain can be directly seen through the semi-transparent skin, which is covered in a web of bioluminescent organs.
So if that guy, when the headlights were running at him, if he just ran them over, he probably would have been okay. Instead, obviously, he thought it was a car, which would be way worse if you're, coming into a headfirst collision with another car. You're probably going to die. But if he knew that these were actually just like dinosaur Pixar lamps, then maybe he could have survived.
These organs are capable of producing a steady output of light that's been measured between 1400 to 3200 lumens, which is the equivalent
that sounds
of
pretty bright
xenon gas headlights.
Right, okay.
The entity has been observed to have the ability to change the color of this light.
Okay, that's
as well
really
as flash
cool.
it in specific patterns.
I need this
It
for
is
my gaming
theorized
setup.
that it engages in this behavior as a way to defend itself, and potentially
what?
may also use it as a way to communicate with other members of.
Also, guys, are you seeing this right now? It looks like this creature has more arms than... Okay, wait. Does it? I'm kind of confused. The arms are looking really weird. Like, I didn't realize that they could put their arms out to the side, so it kind of looks like they're wings. But the one on the left, I don't know. Like, the legs kind of look like feet, and the feet kind of look like hands, and I'm very, very confused.
Of its species. The rest of SCP-745's body is covered in skin that is a deep, dark, black color that almost seems to absorb light. This quality, when paired with their blindingly bright head protrusion, gives the appearance of a floating point of light in the darkness.
Whoa.
Because SCP-745 entities hunt almost exclusively in pairs, with their preferred hunting grounds being remote sections of highway, they are easily mistaken for oncoming or approaching headlights. 2 SCP-745 entities are able to move together in perfect synchronicity, running in tandem at speeds up to 180 kilometers per hour. Together,
Are
they
you
will target
joking?
lone vehicles that they spot on the highway, and will begin to chase or run straight towards them.
I'm also kind of curious, guys. They've mentioned that this SCP can change colors of the light that's on its forehead, but can it like turn off the light if it wanted to? That would be really overpowered because it could basically just like disappear at a moment's notice, especially if it hunts at night and the entire body is pitch black. I guess they could make the light black, but that probably wouldn't work. Honestly, you would still be able to see it. So if they could turn off the light, that would be just even more deadly.
Giving the unlucky driver the impression that a fast-moving car is rapidly approaching them. After they near the targeted car, they will attempt to stop it by any means necessary, whether by simply forcing the driver to pull over out of fear,
did they
or by running them
put
off
the
the
deer
road
there?
completely. Once their prey has stopped, crashed, or become otherwise incapacitated, the pair will stop moving together and approach the car separately to directly assault and then consume the vehicle's occupants.
Okay, so he did
Next
get
to no
eaten.
remains are left following an attack, save for a few scraps of clothing in the victim's shoes. Other than the damage sustained during the accident, there is never any other sign of struggle or forced entry, with the only other evidence left at the scene being the childlike handprints from SCP-745's small front paws.
Interesting. Okay.
Strangely, Analysis of SCP-745's genetic structure has revealed that, unlike humans, they are not a carbon-based life form, meaning
What?
it is unlikely
They're
then
aliens?
that they are able to derive any nutrition from the consuming of human flesh.
They're just doing it for
is
fun?
theorized then that they may be hunting solely for sport or some other form of perverse enjoyment.
What?
This question remains unanswered, as currently there are no recorded observations of SCP-745 feeding in the wild.
Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense considering that there was a deer in the road that they could have easily captured and eaten if they wanted to, but they obviously did not. And they ran this dude off the road in his vehicle and apparently killed him not because they needed to eat, but because they did it for fun, which is 10 times scarier.
As successful attacks have never left any witnesses.
Wow.
And specimens captured by the SCP Foundation refuse to eat at all. No layers, nests, or other refuge of SCP-745 has ever been found.
So they're basically
nor has
aliens.
the Foundation located any breeding grounds or young examples of the entity. It's unknown how or if they reproduce, or when they may have first appeared. What is known is that they had established a wide hunting territory across the American Southwest until Foundation teams began a program to thin their numbers in the 1960s.
1968.
The effort appears to have been successful so far, and all recent sightings
working.
of SCP-745 have been limited to a specific stretch of highway in northern New Mexico.
Okay, if you guys are there, just
SCP-745
be on the lookout, you
has
know.
been classified as Euclid, and in order to limit potential exposure to civilians, the Foundation has purchased the land surrounding the highway, with
That's
traffic
smart.
being redirected to other roads. Foundation security teams disguised as highway patrol officers are to remove any trespassers or lost travelers who accidentally find themselves on the dangerous stretch of highway. The security teams are also tasked with attempting to capture any instances of SCP-745
How?
that they can.
Oh, with a net.
And any recovered creatures, live or dead, are to be loaded into Class 3 BCU storage containers and transferred to Site-17 for further study.
So it doesn't seem like the SCP has any, like, crazy abilities other than the fact that it has a giant light bulb on its brain and that can change colors. That's, like, the only cool ability that it seems to have. It doesn't have anything like the prototype, for example, can, like, make a black hole out of thin air. So it's basically like an animal in the wild, but we have animals like this, just like obviously not on land. We have tons and tons of fish in the sea that have this like same sort of bioluminescent feature where like it looks like they have a light bulb. Obviously you guys have probably seen Nemo, and there's a fish in the movie that literally has like a little tiny dangling light bulb, very similar to this SCP's light bulb that is basically like on its head, that is used as a distraction to basically get its prey to, like, I don't know, just like think something different, that there's no actual danger. And then as soon as they get close enough, boom, they're dead. So it's kind of the same exact thing, but we don't have anything like it on land. I mean, unless we're counting this SCP as real.
Containment procedures that are able to preserve living specimens are still being researched, and currently, no examples of SCP-745 have survived for more than a week in captivity.
Poor guy.
However, seeing as there have been no new sightings of SCP-745 outside
Are they
of the
extinct?
isolated and monitored stretch of highway, and all reports of phantom lights elsewhere in the country have not pointed to evidence of additional SCP-745 outbreaks, they are considered to be effectively contained.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that was definitely one of the weirdest SCP entries I've heard yet.